click on the window. And then start. And then...
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome!
Hello, everybody.
To the first in a series of where we went on our trip and with the animals we looked at and interacted with and the totally cool stuff that we did when we traveled all the way from here across the country through multiple states to North Carolina, Virginia.
That was a little much. Yeah, so this will be day one of the trip, and we'll be talking about the very cool Indianapolis Zoo.
Yes, first place we went. So on our way out of town, we stopped in Indianapolis on our way to go through Ohio and then down to the Carolinas and everything.
But so because we are splitting it up into a series, there's just so much. Like, I thought we were going to make it just a couple episodes, but there's just so much that I think we have like 9 podcasts planned or something.
Yeah, well, we went to... Okay, so first of all...
We went to 9 animal places.
Yeah, some zoos, some museums.
Well, nine animal places and 4 museums.
So, but some were zoos and some were
aquariums,
research,
centers,
rescue centers, animal centers, that kind of thing.
All AZA or AZA
all
affiliated.
AZA, but we covered the gamut.
So they're good.
Yeah,
they're ethical, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna split it up, and each podcast will individual 5 feature animals from that place.
Okay, right.
That are also STK canonical. I'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
That's the next slide. And then also 1 bonus animal that I don't have.
Yeah, so stick around for the end of each podcast. There will be a totally cool bonus animal.
Yeah.
That maybe we will do a podcast on in the future. But we'll do a little bit about it now.
Print me or buy me one.
Yes, we'll probably when we're going to fire about the 3D printer back up, so we can get
something
that.
Like that. Okay. So yeah. Also, this will help us stay focused and stuff.
Yes.
Like one and like just some animals because I could just.
And we saw we did the entire North Carolina Zoo is the largest zoo in the country, in the world. Something.
It's the largest in the country. Maybe.
It's enormous. So we did that, and we did Columbus, and we did.
Yeah. So
we saw a lot of animals.
Yeah. Also, with museums, we will get to cover some extinct animals, which is quite fun.
Yes.
Because I feel like I like to do that, but we don't do that a ton. All right.
Okay.
So you may have noticed we changed the name of the podcast.
Yes.
So the full name technically would be the Stuffed Toy Kingdom Animal Education Division, or STKAED. Now, you may be like, what are you talking about? So basically, I'm working on a world building project with games and books, maybe, eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, the book's hopefully coming.
Yeah. As just like a hobby. It's just for fun. And this is part of that, kind of.
Right.
But, so like, all my animals I collect all the figures and plush, and they're going to be in that world building and all of that. But I use them for the podcast. So since it's all connected, and I like how catchy it is, I made that the name. So we have something unique. Still has animal education in it, so it's still obvious what it is.
But to make it to stand out a little bit more in the podcasts and everything, because just animal education.
And eventually, if I start really, hopefully, at some point, if we're releasing games and books, we can connect it to that.
Yeah.
So that's all that means. And canonical, for me, is that I bought a figure of it, so it's in my collection and can connect to my world building project, and is totally not an excuse for me to buy more toys. Absolutely not. No. Okay.
And so if you've seen us talk about James's military game that's actually together, the ones he's working on are his animal games. Some of them are kind of based on the same.
Yeah. I might make a. Also, there's gonna be more than just animals in that world building project. Eventually, I might even make its own version of that game. But yeah. So there is a reason for this name, but it's not particularly important.
It will come apparent over time.
The podcast's the same. It's still just talking about animals.
Still just him and the useless idiot.
Yeah. So first up, our first animal is the chimpanzee.
Oh yeah, chimpanzee.
This is the only figure I have right now.
Little tiny chimpanzee.
I just ordered a set that I think might have a better one, but yeah. So this little mini's what we got.
But we have other. Oh, you got pictures.
I got pictures on the podcast, on the slides. Yeah. So chimpanzee, scientific name Pan troglodytes. So if you're calling someone a troglodyte, you're actually just calling them a chimpanzee. Which do with that information what you will. So it's a mammal, unsurprisingly. Order primates. It's a primate, but it's specifically in Hominidae. which is also known as the great ape. So that includes chimpanzees, orangutans, gorillas.
And is it so? As I'm looking at
And
this, as I'm looking at this guy's hind end.
Yeah.
So the great apes don't have tails,
Or the
as
less-
opposed to the monkeys.
Apes don't have tails.
Apes don't have tails.
Monkeys have tails.
Tails,
There's
okay.
one type. Well, 'cause there's one group of lesser apes. It's complicated, but
Yeah.
yeah, apes don't have tails. Monkeys have tails.
Okay.
Chimpanzees are a great ape like us,
Right,
And we
right.
don't have tails.
Right.
Yes, we do have a tailbone, but we don't
Yeah.
have tails.
We've lost
so-
our tails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like mandrills, which are a monkey, have a tail. It's just very small.
So if
But
you're in
apes don't have any
tails.
tails.
So if you're at the zoo and you're looking at something that doesn't have a tail and you call it a monkey, he gets grumpy. That just FYI, if you happen to be standing next to this guy at the zoo and you refer to an ape as a monkey, you might not get a lecture. I will.
Yeah.
About you.
He's actually he doesn't care about you. He's just protecting himself.
Protecting me.
All right. So anyway, on to this very amazing animal, which shares like, I think it's 98.8% of our DNA.
Something like it's like almost all
which
of
is
it,
a lot. But then
realistically.
if you do, but most vertebrates share like
95%
yeah,
or something.
so
90,
but
95%,
still,
right.
it's still in the grand scheme of things our closest living relative.
It's that slightly more
Yeah,
than
than
all
other.
other
Yeah.
creatures closer to us.
So, but they are lots. Well, they're in general smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Females tend to be 2'7" to 3'2". Oh, females 2'7", males 3'2" in height. Height length kind of is complicated because they also stand sideways, but.
Yeah, 3'2" seems like they seem taller than that to me. I mean,
it might just be like it might be length.
since they don't, is it maybe because they don't typically stand all the way up?
Yeah.
It's when they're kind of when
yeah.
they're walking, their legs aren't up straight. Like
also
ours.
they often
So
walk
maybe that's what they're
on
calling.
their all fours.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're measuring. Because I think if they stood up on their legs straight like we did,
Most
a lot more
animals
than
they do shoulder height, so I wonder maybe it's
when
sort
he's
of-
walking,
Yeah.
whatever his shoulder height is. But,
Okay.
okay.
But I mean,
Yeah, in
yeah.
general.
And then its weight's about 101 pounds for females and about 132 pounds for males. So males are slightly larger.
Svelte.
Yeah. Their diets they are omnivores. So, we have a picture here of one eating lettuce and celery
Right.
and stuff, but they'll also eat fruit and stuff. And in the wild, some populations will even hunt things, monkeys.
Yeah.
They'll like pack hunt monkeys.
Rabbit or something? If they-
Anything.
anything.
Right?
But they prefer vegetables.
Yeah,
and
fruit and
fruits
vegetables, but it depends. Like some populations like hunt a lot of monkeys or
okay.
things like that.
So it depends on their environment, what's available.
Yeah.
Like with anything.
And the environments include good transition. there.
Good transit. Look at that. Gold star.
Savannas, rainforest, and mountains, but more like the edge of or a very woody savanna. So they're very tree-oriented animals.
Okay. Live up in or at base of or
On the ground, but they will go up into them.
okay. Sleep ground or
I think they sleep up and they build a nest every night. Yeah.
Okay.
Like gorillas, I think.
for safety and comfort.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
And then their range is Central Africa,
Okay.
and they have been around the genus chimpanzee.
Yeah.
The species Pantroglyptus has been around for about 4 million years.
Okay.
So, which in the grand scheme of thing, is that right? That doesn't sound right.
Double checking.
Really? Chimpanzees have been around for 4 million? Maybe like the gene. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of human evolution. Never mind, we're fine. That's complete. I'm thinking of something completely different. Okay, sorry. I had a little brain fart, but there. Yeah.
That's okay. It
But
happens.
speaking of the chimpanzees, in the episode was very cool because they have 3 separate buildings where they can like exhibits. One of them's outside.
yeah.
But to get between them, they have these elevated, like fully encased metal walkways they get to use.
Yeah.
Which you can see in the top picture. You can see the little.
Yeah.
This pointing's definitely helping, by the way. But so
You'll see the tunnel in the top picture.
yeah, there's
the
a metal tunnel, and you see
across.
the chimpanzees walking up there.
And they're free to roam from enclosure to enclosure to enclosure to
yeah.
enclosure.
And when we saw them, they were all gathering in the center building because it was food time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that center building is very cool because they do some like experiments where if the oh my god,
Now when he says experiments,
they're not monkeys.
the chimpanzees are the doors are open. They
Yeah.
can come in and participate in these things. The like the computer or whatever
So,
is there.
yeah.
And they can choose to interact with it or not. There's not even a person saying interact with this.
Yeah,
it's
and
if they choose to.
And they get a treat if they do
If they do it, then they get a little treat because they did it.
And so the test that you also can do if you want
Yes,
there in this
yes,
building is there's like they put random numbers on the screen. It'll be like 1's there, 2's there, 3's there, and you'll see it for like a second or two, and then they'll cover them,
Right.
and you have to
them
press
in
them
order.
The chimpanzees are really fast at this. If you see a video, they're like, but trust me, if you try to do it, it won't go that well.
Yeah, it takes a while to get. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, it's very interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things they have for the chimpanzees at this zoo.
Yeah.
Lots of enrichment, things like that. And then for this figure, this is a random mini I have.
Yeah, it's probably out of a tube.
I identified it as a central chimpanzee, which is a subspecies, troglodytes. But subspecies are such a convoluted thing. I have a podcast about taxonomics, and we go over it a little bit. Honestly, subspecies could be its whole own podcast. But
Right.
So, you want to get the book out, the top one.
All the mammals of the world.
Yes. I remembered it this time. Yay. So we're doing the apes, which are going to be 178.
You're at 215.
That's too far.
Thanks for clearing that up for me.
All right, not gorillas and orangutans. We're doing chimpanzees.
Chimpanzees.
So you can see chimpanzee here. Also, yeah, I know a lot of depicted, and yes, younger individuals or some individuals do have like, I think it's usually younger. They have like the tan skin. But then adults seem to have black skin more often. So, or maybe it's a genetic thing. I don't exactly know how it works, but yeah. And also there's bonobos too, which. I'll just mention them quickly. They are very closely related. They're in the same genus, but they're different species, and they live a very different lifestyle. So they're their own thing, but they are closely related. So if you see bonobos at a zoo, note they're similar, but they aren't actually chimpanzees.
Yeah, I'm assuming the tan skin is just young and then age.
Okay, I'm gonna open it here. That's not important right now.
Okay.
But it will be in a second. Because our next animal is the Bornean orangutan.
Orangutan. Doesn't it end in an N?
Orangutan. Whatever. This thing. So here we have a Cool Safari LTD figure. I love their figures.
This is pretty good figure.
It's well made, solid. So it's good for kids to play with, but it's also like a great representation. And they've been getting better and better as time's gone on. This is a somewhat older figure, but it still looks really good.
I wonder if they've gone from injection to 3D printing. From injection molding to 3D.
I have no idea what any of that. Well, I know what 3D printing is, but funny words magic, man. Anyway.
Words magic, man.
So this is Bornean orangutan, Pongo pygmaeus. Also, what's interesting with these is that chimpanzees, we mentioned subspecies. There's different subspecies, which is more like populations in different areas. There are actually different species of orangutan. There's Bornean and Sumatran, and then I think
they always look like the wise men of the forest to me.
Yeah,
they got the little
Sumatran,
beards, the
Bornean,
beard,
and then
mustache.
Tapanuli, or however you say that. But those are different species, not so like they.
Okay.
Also, but the thing is though, so the most common definition, the biological species concept, is that a species can interbreed with itself.
Okay.
So subspecies, because it's the same species and just different, kind of like human races, you could say.
Yeah.
It's trust me, both of those are very complicated subjects. But anyway, so the most popular species theory is that they can interbreed. However, the orangutan we have pictured up here at the Indianapolis Zoo, I was doing research,
on the top,
is actually a hybrid between Bornean and Sumatran orangutan.
Oh.
So despite being different species, they can't interbreed and produce. I don't know if he's fertile or not.
Well, that's being different species. I mean, humans are just humans.
Yeah.
That's not. What's something that has species differences? Humans doesn't have species. We're all humans.
Yeah.
What's
like,
another animal?
Lion and tigers can technically.
The lion and tiger. That's a good. Okay.
But so the
lion
point,
and tiger are literally different species, but they're both feline and can interbreed.
Also, they're both in the genus Panthera.
Okay.
But no, I'm saying that they can make fertile hybrids. But so the point is that the concept is complicated, and there's different concepts. Paleontologists usually use a phylogenetic version of the species concept because they can't figure out if they breed or not. They're all dead.
Right. Yeah.
But so yeah, so again, this is just highlighting again how species are complicated. It's not it's less complicated than subspecies because it's more of and we're trying to make a more exact definition, but there isn't one, and it's still debated. So but yes, so in general, there's different species of orangutan, but they can't interbreed, which is also a breaks the definition of a species according to some definitions. So that's fun. Yeah. Anyway. All of that out of the way, same class, order, and family. So they're very closely related. It's another great ape. Length. This one's also counted as length. Well, no, this one's kind of length instead of height.
Okay.
But maybe it is height.
And this is kind of what I was talking about. You know, when they talk about size, they're probably going to measure them in this position.
Yeah.
Because this is this typical mobile position.
So we're doing length right now, which is 3'3" to 3'11" for females.
Okay.
And 3'11" to 5'7" for males.
Okay. Yeah, where humans would walk more upright,
so
we would measure differently. This is the
you
typical
can see
walking
the orangutan
position
here. He is sitting upright.
Yeah.
And he was very chill. He was just chilling out.
Oh, he was just chilling.
That one, right there up in the class, But so they're omnivores, but much more plant-based than chimpanzees are. Chimpanzees are, I believe, the great ape that eats the most meat out of any others. And, like, gorillas are pure herbivores, but... So orangutans are mostly plants, but I think they will eat insects and things like that.
Okay.
I know at zoos in Richmond will include peanut butter, for example, which is, I know, is a plant.
Right.
But still,
But it's protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then weight, 66 to 110 pounds for females, and 110 to 220 pounds for males.
See, I always assume, maybe I'm thinking of like silverbacks. I always assumed the males weighed much more. But maybe I'm thinking
orangutans also have a lot of hair that makes them look really big. Also, they have really big arms for swinging.
Yeah.
Because orangutans really are like chimpanzees can go up in trees.
Right.
But orangutans are very tree focused.
Yeah.
So... I mean, we'll get to the images in a second, but almost all of these are shown of them hanging. So.
Yeah, their arms out. Yeah,
and gibbons are even more extreme, which whenever we talk about gibbon in the podcast, we'll talk about that. But so these guys live on the island of Borneo, shocker, and the Sumatran orangutans, the island of Sumatra. I know, crazy, right? Yeah. And then they live on those islands in rainforest and rainforest that can go up into the mountains a bit.
Yeah.
But and then they live in modern day. The Borneo orangutan, modern day Borneo, crazy, and we talked about species, but we have to talk about their habitat here at the zoo because that habitat was crazy.
Yeah, that was another cool habitat,
there was inside there was like a multi-floor with lots of climbing things, very cool. But then they could walk out to these two outdoor pillars, like through the inside, and climb up into an open air, just like hanging there.
They're just out. There's like no cage or they're just out. They're just out at top of these pillars. Now, they could get from pillar to pillar at certain times of the day.
If it's
the zookeeper could extend something that then they could climb and swing from pillar to pillar. Again, out in the world, just out.
And they can always go on. It seems they can, if the door's open, I'm assuming
they can get to the first pillar.
Yes.
Yeah. But they couldn't, if they tried to come down below, there was like this, as you went down the pillar, there was a platform.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the pillar. And that platform had like alert things on it, so that they
maybe electric, like think
dog collar, or
something like that.
So that if they tried to reach under and climb down, it would discourage them.
Yeah, but
they're really up as if they're in the canopy over you.
It's hard to see with the image I picked, but you can see there's the two pillars and one the arm swung closed, so they can't use it.
Yeah.
But the first pillar, you can see a little blob there, and that blob is one of the orangutans.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if it was Bornean or Sumatran or something else. I couldn't tell, but And then also, I have to mention this because I really try to identify my figures as best possible. I identify this as a subspecies of Bornean orangutan, the northeast. So there's subspecies of orangutan and species of orangutan. So each species has its own subspecies.
Okay.
It's very complicated and it's changing all the time. It's not really that important, but I like to mention it to be thorough.
Well, then humans were a bad example at the outset of this. An Italian and a Frenchman are perfectly the same, exactly.
I get it's all very complicated. Okay,
people.
But then again, like different subspecies are whatever. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna move on, but first, let's look at the book real quick. So all 3 orangutans are shown here, and the ones we're talking about are these top ones with the darker fur.
Okay.
But you can see there's the other ones. The Sumatrans kind of are more, which I can definitely tell with the one male. They have a lot more hair on the beard.
Yeah.
And then the Tapalunis are very bright orange, so that's how you seem to tell them apart. Also, I believe the Tapalunis also live on Sumatra. Yes, they also live on Sumatra, fun fact. And they were somewhat more recently identified as their own species.
Huh.
Again, so this used to be a subspecies, and now it's its own species. Because it's just so complicated.
They just learned more.
Again, we'll have podcasts where we talk about more about it. But
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, next, we have a bird. Okay, we'll generally be talking about macaws, but I picked just one I got a picture of to focus on for this, slide, is the red and green macaw. But we're gonna kind of focus on macaws in general for this, because they had, 7 or 8 species of macaw there. They had so many species of macaw. And also, macaws can live together. They don't really mind. Yeah. So, macaws, big parrots. So, class Avis, order Psittaciformis, family Psittacidae. So, parrots, macaws. Yeah. Macaws are big parrots. They're their own, group of big parrots.
So the big difference between the macaws is just their coloration.
Yes.
That's it.
And it can be very slight because... So, the second image, we saw some... from a distance, and we couldn't tell if they were great green or military,
right?
Because the difference is the pinkness of their face skin.
Yeah, it's pretty minor.
But then others are pretty obvious. Like red and green macaws are red with green and blue on their wings, compared to scarlets, which are a brighter red with a lot of yellow and blue and darker blue on the wings. And then so there's lots of different types of macaws. I just picked this one because
macaws are more like humans.
No.
Some of us like pasta, some of us like snails, but we're all just people. The only difference is the color of their feathers.
Well, I bet
other than that, there's just 2 macaws in a room. Right?
It's more complicated than that.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You're the useful idiot.
I'm the useful idiot. I thought it's just, they come in different colors. Okay, cool.
Okay. No, because they're all different species.
Okay, so there actually is a species.
Also, here's the thing. Birds are very specific. Coloration is very important with birds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's trying to steal our car, apparently. I don't know if you guys hear that.
Do we need to go check that?
No, it's fine now.
We're good.
The car's been stolen.
Okay.
We're good.
So, I should probably explain this because people might get confused. Okay. A species is one animal with a breeding population. Okay?
Okay.
That's the general definition of species that most scientists use.
Okay.
Some species can interbreed, but often the offspring aren't fertile.
Okay.
Or it's super rare.
Okay.
Okay. Like lion and tigers can sometimes produce fertile offspring, but it has to be a female lion and a male tiger. It has to be very specific. There's specific circumstances.
So this would be like Homo sapien and Neanderthals.
Yes, exactly.
Neanderthal that would be the difference.
While subspecies is, I said race as some people live in a warmer climate and have darker skin that gives them natural sun protection. No, the macaws are different.
Oh, okay.
But chimpanzees, it's some live in the northeast. That's right. Subspecies you'll often hear Texas coyote or northeast Bornean orangutan.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
Just adapted slightly to environment.
And they constantly wolves used to have in North America there was 20 subspecies.
Okay.
And we just changed it to 6.
Okay.
Subspecies, I will say, seem kind of subjective. Species there's very much a definition that we kind of have.
Right.
And there's rules to it. Subspecies is kind of just a group of people.
We think this one's different.
Yeah, basically. Now, birds are different because birds, mammals, yes, there's different colors of mammals.
Yeah.
But they're all kind of the same. Birds use color a lot for display, for species identification. So I think the purpose of the colors is to be I'm a different species.
Well, and when you say there were a lot of different macaws in there, I think consistently, but at least generally, when they kind of pair off,
it's the same.
They pair off with one that has the same feathers.
Yeah, because it's this species. So it's there's a theory with ceratopsians. Why are all their heads so different?
Right.
One of the theories is that it's so they can tell each other apart. Because there's so many species of ceratopsian back then. So, like,
and just as they paired off, that characteristic became more and more exaggerated.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this case, the colors, it's just say, I am a red and green macaw. I am
an Italian.
I am scientific name or a Calypterus.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, I know that's kind of complicated.
So there's not really a ton of genetic difference other than that between them.
Well, I'm not a geneticist.
Well, but I'm saying on a basic level,
Yeah, they're all macaws.
they're all
yeah.
the same. Okay.
So anyway, talking about the size again, which is what we should have started with. I'm sorry for that rant, everybody. Hopefully you understand.
Hopefully that kind of made sense.
I think
rewind, play it again.
I think after this series, we might want to do a subspecies podcast.
Yeah, because
I have
Phyla
that.
and
We do have that one taxonomic podcast on the channel.
Yes, we do. So I'll link that somewhere so you can go. And it's a very 30,000 foot look at
Yeah.
it, but it gives you general.
And then
concept.
maybe subspecies should get their own podcast at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Because I did mention subspecies in that one. But
Yeah.
anyway, so back to it. We were talking about how macaws are big. Length 2'11" to 3'1". Very
Okay.
much. Also, I bet that's like their... I'm not sure if that includes their feathers or not.
Yeah.
So, and then weight about 2 to 4 pounds.
I'm going to say it probably includes their tail. 3
Yeah,
feet's
I think
a lot.
it
I mean,
includes their
they're
feathers,
big,
yeah.
but I mean, yeah.
Okay, the habitat: dry forest, rainforest, and rivers. So they live in trees. In the drier the habitat, the more focused around water they probably are.
And nuts, like
Yes.
seeds, nuts.
They have very powerful jaws.
Yeah.
They will eat fruit and
Yeah.
other things. And I bet I bet they will eat a little. I mean, our parakeet eats a little bit of egg sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Any animal will eat protein, or any carnivore will eat plants.
Egg or peanut.
This
or
very
whatever.
rare animal will only eat like koalas and pandas are very weird because they're so specific.
Yeah.
Anyway, range modern day northern South America for this species,
Right.
the red and green macaw.
Right.
But also, I should say these stats are specifically this one.
Okay.
But I mean, class, order, and family, same. Diets relatively the same. Habitats relatively the same.
Yeah.
I know some macaws will live in the savannah, so some spread out a little bit more. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, red and
Okay.
green macaw, and then also
And
some
they have the feet 2 forward, 2 backward
Yeah.
feet for perching.
owls have the same thing, by the way.
Yeah. Perching and
There's a
grabbing.
name. It's like pterodactyl or something. That will be on the owl or macaw podcast or something.
Yeah, because that's different than some have like 3 toes to the front.
Yeah.
Some have 2 toes to the front, 1 toe to the back. Some have 2.
But why were the macaws so interesting? Besides the variety, well, at this zoo they actually allowed to free fly, like just
Yeah.
fly out of their
like
cage.
again, like the orangutans. They
But
could
at
leap.
this time, these are birds that can fly away.
Literally.
The thing is, though,
Yeah.
they're trained to come back.
Yeah.
Also,
They get hungry.
they want food, they want shelter.
Right.
A lot of birds nest in a specific place.
Right.
So it's natural for. You've heard of a homing pigeon.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
based on a bird's natural instincts.
Yeah.
So, and it was really funny to see them all fly back in, and then there's a couple of these green ones that landed nearby and just walked in.
Yeah, literally. Walked.
One was on the roof and like crawled down. The other was on a stick. It was so funny. That's like they can fly and they're like, yeah. So
It's like geese during traffic.
yeah, but it was very cool. Also, you might have noticed at Disney World, Disney Wonderland, I get them confused. Disney World, Animal Kingdom.
Worlds in Florida.
Yeah.
Lands in
Yes,
California.
World Animal Kingdom. They also do this free flying
Yes.
macaw thing, and that's how
Yes,
I know how this works. Because they had like a TV show and explained it. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that is cool.
Cool.
So that's the macaw. Speaking of all the macaws, we can showcase some of them.
Okay.
If I find them in the Great Big Book of Everything.
It's the Great Big Book of Everything with everything inside of
we
it.
liked when I was
See
a
the
kid.
world around you. This book's the perfect guide.
Where are the macaws?
We actually have a copy of the Great Big Book of
Yeah,
Everything.
he
now.
bought it for me.
Copy. It was really cheap. It was like $7.
And then it was funny. I teased him about it. Like, why'd you? Because he always does that joke to annoy me. And then I was teasing him. But Mom's like, he got you a present. Be nice. I'm like, I'm joking, Mom. I'm sorry. I was just making a joke. It was a very nice gift. Where are macaws? Oh, here we go. It was in the bottom corner, of course. Page 360. 360 no scope. Sorry, the gamer in me coming out.
Gamer
Ignore that.
slang.
Okay, actually,
I love woodpeckers.
Most people should know what a 360 is. No scope is with sniper rifles. You don't use the scope and that's to show skill. To me, it just seems unnecessary.
360.
But, well, I have to find the macaws now.
African gray.
That's not a macaw.
African gray.
We're not talking about the African gray.
African gray.
That's it. I have it for a different podcast. Be patient.
Be patient.
So here's all the macaws. You can see this is the one we're talking about. Red, green, blue. I mentioned the scarlet's kind of similar. But you have all these different ones. And you can see it's like... It's so like... If like these two overlap a lot in range. So this one has yellow and this one has green. So they can tell each other apart. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's cool. Anyway. Enough birds. Back to mammals. I love birds more than mammals. That was really fun. Anyway. Time for the southern white rhinoceros. You may notice...
They're much larger than this.
Yes. You may notice some issues. The top two that we saw at the zoo
Are gray.
Yeah. That one
He's kind of green.
is like, it's more black.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, yeah.
And then the bottom one is red. You may be like, none of those are white. So there's a reason for this.
There are not white rhinos or black rhinos.
The current
by name there are,
theory-
but there are not white and black rhinos.
Theory
Yeah.
is that this rhino was its name was a mistranslation of the Dutch word W-I-J-D. I'm not pronouncing that. I don't know how Dutch works at all.
I don't know if you pronounce the J and the D. Widged.
Yeah.
Wood.
But anyway, so it's that word, which means wide,
Yeah.
like wide.
Broad. Yeah.
Because white rhinos have a very broad snout.
There is a. You can maybe tell in the top picture.
or the
it's
bottom picture.
Literally like a flat
Yes.
front.
Because these rhinos are grazers.
Yeah,
They
like
eat
this.
grass. You
Yeah.
can see the bottom one is literally grazing.
Yeah.
And the top ones are in the slide.
Yeah.
Are well eating.
And where most things you would
straw
think of
or
them
eating
like
hay.
with their tongue or ripping off little tufts. These guys literally like this, just like
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But yeah, so these rhinos are they have a wide mouth.
yes.
But they were called white for some reason. And then the other ones
Which have kind of like
a
the,
prehensile
yeah.
lip.
It looks like the tip of an elephant trunk.
Yeah,
That
to
little
eat
finger
leaves
on the end of it.
also do tend to be a little darker in general.
So they call them
than
white and black.
Yeah, but no, white rhinos are usually gray. I will mention, why is the one down below red?
He's not on fire.
At North Carolina Zoo, so rhinos roll in mud
Yes.
as a sunscreen and bug repellent are the two main reasons.
So do a lot of
animals and
elephants
cooling down
and-
things like
yeah.
that. But at specifically North Carolina Zoo, the earth there is very rich in iron.
Yes,
we were talking about,
very in iron.
so it's red.
The closer you get to Georgia,
Yeah.
the
So-
redder the clay gets.
So the rhinos there roll in the mud and become red. It actually, I believe, it partially stains their skin. It's not harmful. Just how dirt
just
works.
like anything. Yeah.
But so yeah, the rhinos down there were red, and obviously we'll have a North Carolina episode. But I just wanted to mention it now because it was so interesting.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about them in Indianapolis. There was actually a mom and baby,
Yeah.
a very old baby. A baby's about the size of mom. And unlike black rhinos, white rhinos do herd.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a baby living with its mom makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's a bit like me living with my parents, basically. I am trying to get a job. I'm in college. It's fine.
He hasn't even finished college yet. Just relax.
Okay, but yeah, but the reason we liked it because we were in this corner of the zoo because usually it's a loop, but it was closed off. So we were in a corner, and everyone else was distracted by an elephant presentation and the macaws and the baboons. So we used to find these rhinos, and one of them came closer to because usually rhinos tend to be pretty shy. Part of it is their vision isn't the best. It's not as bad as people say. People are like, this rhino is blind. They're not blind.
Yeah, it's not Mr. Magoo.
But still, they do. They don't have the best vision,
Right.
so they are a little more cautious around
a little
things.
twitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see this rhino so close, and then of course a helicopter flew over, and I was like, nope, I'm out, peace. But yeah, so it was cool to see them so up. I mean, you can see the top image is from me, the bottom image is from Dad. My image isn't actually garbage for once.
They were pretty close.
I mean, if you compare it to these previous images, they're
Yeah.
all mine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're serviceable. But yeah, so
But yeah, they did look like a red rhino.
At North Carolina.
Yeah, it was so.
And you can tell at Indianapolis they looked like a normal rhino.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like even if they took a bath, they were still going to be at least pink.
Yeah. So we talked about how they're gramnivores, all that.
Yeah.
They are quite large. Heights are 5'2" to 5'8" in females. Again, up
So
to
that's
shoulder.
shoulder.
Most animals are to shoulder.
Yeah.
Even sauropods. So you'll hear sauropods like 20 feet tall, even if the neck is like 50 feet.
So do they do
in
that
the
with
air.
giraffe too? The
Yes,
poor
I
giraffes are measured at the
Actually, I think giraffes they will specify. Well, also they'll often specify if they're doing shoulder.
So
head
their
height.
shoulder height is this. And
I think with sauropods too, they'll also give you sometimes a head height.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, rhinos that female, and then males are 5'6" to 6'1". Their weights are 3,530 to 3,750 pounds for females, and 4,410 to 5,070 pounds for males. So in the 2-ton range.
basically what we're saying is I can have another donut and I'll be fine.
You're not a rhino. Also, I forgot to mention this with chimpanzees and the orangutans. You may notice on the slides, I just put the species.
Yeah.
Because zoos often don't count subspecies for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
As you guys are probably still confused on the topic, they're like, it's
So
not
are we.
worth it.
Yeah.
And then in zoos, there's so much interbreeding. We even mentioned it with the orangutan. It was a hybrid of species.
Yeah.
So with subspecies, I mean, at
knows?
zoos with lions, they literally just call them all lions.
They're just
I know there's this thing with leopards. I heard that like they call some African even though they're mixed breeds, just to like educate people and stuff. So the fact that the right rhinos are called the southern white rhinoceros is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because rhinos, they're very separate. Their populations, and then also some of the subspecies are going extinct.
So can a white rhino and a black rhino make a gray rhino?
We just talked about how that's not how.
Oh no, but I'm saying, can they interbreed?
I don't know. I don't think. Not that I know of. But yeah, so
Because I mean, they're so just structurally different.
Yeah.
I mean, just externally structurally.
and
like
also
I said, the little pointy
pod
mouth and the big
speciation
line.
is not just okay, the sperm cell goes in the egg and nothing happens.
Right.
That is something that can happen.
Right.
But a lot of it is, and there's some like maybe they physically can't breed.
Yeah.
But then some of them are like, it's not what a female's looking for. That like a female looked for a specific thing.
Right.
Maybe the male of this even subspecies doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So
A female white rhino is probably looking for a nice wide jaw, and a black rhino has a little pointy jaw with a little finger.
subspecies that are close by will often mix to the point where it's kind of not worth it.
Yeah.
Species though, it's very rare for there to be a hybridization zone.
Yeah.
And even then, it's a very like specific thing. It's a very important field of study.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then these guys live in prairies. There are some temperate grasslands in Africa, especially in the High Veld in southern Africa, where these guys are from. There is an area that's on a plateau that is more like our grassland. I don't think it's called a prairie. I call it a prairie for just simplification.
Yeah.
And because I didn't want to have temperate grassland and temperate carnivorous forest and temperate deciduous forest. It was just not worth it. But anyway, prairie, savanna, shrubland, and then around lakes, rivers, and mountains.
Okay.
I do specify it just for my collection and for knowledge, but
And when it's doing the
lots
games
of
and
animals need lakes and rivers. I
Right.
know they need water. Shocker.
Yeah. Go fig.
But yeah, so this is the southern right rhinoceros, Ceratotherium simum.
Simum.
Yeah. So can we have
Mammals?
big book? Sorry, my dad's shoulder looked like it was starting to heal. We could have that happen.
Yeah.
You want me to like?
Oh, I got it.
Maybe we should switch, and I'll have the
All right, so at least you
elephant
put these books on my left side.
of surprises. All the animals come
Elephant
out.
of
Magical
surprises.
My grandma randomly got this from her bank. My grandma just constantly gives us the most random things ever.
What am I?
Oh, elephants are like the very end of the book,
Oh, so they
or relatively the end.
Okay.
Oh wait, we're doing rhinos.
Rhinos,
Sorry,
yeah.
I picked up the elephant.
636.
Also, they just didn't trim some of the paper
Yeah, that
off.
happens in production. Yeah. 636.
Right before the cats.
32.
We don't need murder pigs right now, or horses.
Nope. Murder horses.
We need rhinos,
Rhinos.
which are Prestodactylae, which are a group of hooved mammals that are not related to like the ones you think of, like deer and antelope and whales. You won't think of whales, but whales are also aerodactyl. But rhinos are Prestodactyl. So no, a white-tailed deer is more closely related to a blue whale than a rhinoceros is. Just why not? Evolution is very unique. But yeah, so rhinos, that's it. You can see, here's the white rhinos. You can see they're not white, and they have a very wide jaw.
Yeah.
While you can see the black rhino has like this little lip here.
It literally looks like the end of an elephant's trunk.
Yeah, and then you have the
little-
Asian
the
rhinos,
little appendage.
which also have kind of like the lip thing. But yeah.
So is the black rhino Elephantidnae or whatever?
No, it's still a rhino.
He just has that same little finger.
Well, tapirs have it too.
Oh, that's true.
It's
Okay.
just because trunks are useful.
Oh, that's true.
But elephants are the ones that have just gone all the way with it.
They've been like, we're committing.
Yeah. So yeah.
We don't do anything half-arsed.
Anyway, the last animal, the main animal to cover, was the one I was so excited to see. I actually convinced my mom, because last time we went here was a long time ago,
Yeah.
and my mom didn't really like the zoo back then. They're a lot better than it was back then.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like back then. I was like 2 and didn't have a functional frontal cortex. But I really wanted to go, and I was really happy because they're one of the only zoos in the country with walruses.
Walruses.
They're so cool. They became one of my favorite mammals after this trip. They're just so unique.
They're so cool looking.
So, specifically, they had the Pacific walrus, which is a subspecies. This really demonstrates the population. Pacific is one subspecies, Atlantic is the other. Does that make sense?
Well, but did they like develop different characteristics literally because they're just separated by a continent?
Yeah, a slightly different coloration, slightly
Oh, that's
different
it. So
size.
pigmentation again.
Yeah,
just
pigmentation, size,
Yeah.
maybe diet preference. Like this one likes pink mussels, and this one likes green mussel. Like
Okay.
clam mussels.
Okay.
I'm just naming things, but yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry for the photos. They were swimming and playing, and
They were having a good
They
time.
didn't want to be photographed.
Yeah, they didn't want to be photographed.
Also, they stayed in the water the whole day because it was hot.
Yeah.
And these are
was really
walruses.
Yeah.
The tank was so cold you could barely see through it because it was like condensated,
condensation.
worse than your water bottle ever has been. So yeah. But so this is walrus Odobensis rosmaras divergens. Divergens is the subspecies name. So they diverge very slightly from the Atlantic walrus. Mammalia, order Carnivora. Yes, walruses are generally related to all the other meat-eating animals like cats and dogs and bears. But family Obobenidae, because walruses are special, unsurprisingly. They are also quite large. Length, females are 7'5" to 10 foot, while males are 9 foot to 12 foot long. Yeah, I mean, you can see these walruses are huge. And again, they also specify subspecies here, and you can see it's like slight color variation.
Grayer and browner,
Yeah.
basically. That's
Yeah.
the two colors of a walrus.
Yeah, so,
Or red. A little red in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so walruses, and then, so yeah, they can get huge. Like 10-foot max for female, well, general max for females, and 12-foot general max for males.
Yeah.
Quite large.
Yeah,
And I never met Olga at the Brickfield Zoo, but you guys talk about her all the time.
Oh man, how old are you? If you remember Olga at the Brookfield Zoo, there's a statue of her. People don't understand. Wow.
Yeah.
And she would spit at you. You could be 3 towns over.
Yeah. So yeah, walrus weight 882 to 2,756 pounds for females, and males 1,764 to 3,748 pounds.
I'm having another donut.
How to be a large walrus is about the size. I think. Wait, let me check. The largest male walruses are bigger than the smallest female rhinoceroses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a rhino and a rhinoceros, if a joke ever starts, a rhino and a rhinoceros walk into a bar.
Yeah. Also, so diet molluscivore, they eat hard shell things, clams, things.
Yeah, don't they snoot along the ground,
Yes.
the bottom of the ocean, and take up clams and crush them?
But they don't use their tusks. We recently found that they're just using their
lips and tongue.
their
and,
whiskers,
the whiskers
to find it,
The whiskers,
and they're
yeah.
blowing air in to push it out.
Okay.
The tusks are for fighting each other, maybe
And
self-defense,
showing off for girls.
and breaking holes in the ice.
Oh.
Which narwhals might do. I'm not sure about that. I think narwhals, it's not as clear.
Yeah.
I think narwhals, especially because walruses, yes, they're okay. Both narwhals and walruses, it's a tooth.
Okay.
And yes, narwhals are real. Apparently, some people don't know that
Narwhals are real. Unicorns are not. Narwhals are.
And narwhals probably inspired the unicorn.
Corn, right,
So
yes.
anyway, they both have tusks, but they have one very big tusk in narwhals. It's very long, very sensitive. Walruses just kind of have two big teeth.
Yeah.
Which, yes, are
like
sensitive.
a saber-toothed tiger. People would think
Yeah.
of the term saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
It's,
Or even an elephant.
Oh, yeah. But
But yeah, they're a little more
but more the
sturdy.
size of what they would
Yeah.
think of a saber-toothed tiger. Now, do the females and males have?
Yes, but the females are less pronounced.
Okay. Okay.
Though it can be hard to tell. I could not tell with these two at the zoo. I believe it was male and female. Could actually be two females.
So
I don't
those
know.
whiskers in the picture, those are for like a cat. They're sensitive.
Always. Even dogs have
mushing
them.
around
Like
and-
huskies.
Well, yeah,
we
but
have them.
people think of cats more than
Yeah.
So when he's snooting around and blowing air into the sand,
Yeah.
his whiskers are detecting. Oh, tasty clam.
Yeah. And then they live in coastal waters in the polar north.
Yeah.
There's no Antarctic walruses. I know, very sad.
So a walrus never met a penguin.
Nope.
Polar bears and walruses are hanging out, have no idea penguins even exist.
They know about puffins, maybe.
And the penguins are like, walrus, what are you talking about? What are you... What?
They only think about leopard seals.
That's right, yeah.
And being horrified of leopard seals.
That's right, yeah.
I'm just imagining like the Vietnam PTSD meme with a penguin. There's a leopard seal in the background.
Like that little chihuahua wearing the vest and smoking the cigarette. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
No, there's this one of this guy that looks like very like obviously war is disturbing. Shocker,
Yes,
I know.
yeah.
It's a meme format that people use.
Yes.
My generation does not care for the feelings of any generation before us. They're like, oh, does this give you PTSD? Well, we think that's funny.
Yeah.
My generation needs help.
Yeah.
Anyway, aside from dealing with the woes of my generation, these walruses were awesome.
They were very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So also, it was cool to see like their hind flippers can spread. Like this one
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
really show it. It's a little longer, and
Yeah.
it's so interesting to see
Yeah.
them how they blub around. It's crazy that in real life they can climb up on cliffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, with climate change and sometimes just how the ice flows, they have to gather on these cliffs, and sometimes they literally fall off and die.
See, I think of them when I've seen them, and like Olga could get out of the
Yeah.
water and up on her little rock platform thing. I mean,
It's like a sumo wrestle. I think
Yeah,
it's all.
yeah.
Yes, there's blubber.
yeah,
To
that's keep them warm. Yeah.
But there's also a lot of muscle.
A lot
in
of
there.
muscle. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, one of them was playing with this big, basically a Wall's version of a Kong.
Yeah.
And was just, flinging it around and
It
shaking
was a Kong
it.
as big as me or something.
Yeah, and he was just manhandling that thing. So, yeah. So that was cool. And then, bonus animal.
Bonus animal.
We have what Dad will know as the Sherry Bird.
The Sherry Bird. It kept giving me side eye.
Yeah, that's my aunt. She has a very specific face, and this bird had
does.
it too. Blue-bellied roller, Coreacus cynogator, is a in class Avis, and its order and family Corcaiforms and Corcaidae is rollers. They're called rollers. They look like that. I don't know why they're called rollers. Do they look like a rolled cigar? Maybe.
So,
I don't know. I
cyanogator.
sometimes names make no sense.
So it's a blue alligator? Cyanogator.
What does gator mean in Latin? It was another day. But yeah, so this one is blue belly because it has blue on the wings and belly.
Cyan.
Length, it's supposed to be 11 inches to 1 foot. So
Yeah, he was a pretty, I mean, from tip
3.9
to
to
beak
6.3 ounces.
Yeah.
Sizable bird.
Yeah.
Wingspan 1'2", 14 inches, quite large. Mainly eats insects.
That makes sense.
Lives in savanna and farmland in Africa.
Yeah.
Specifically, this one's Western Central Africa.
Okay.
While the only figure I could find is of the lilac-breasted roller, which lives like eastern Central Africa.
Yeah.
So there's different groups in this species, but yeah, sorry, different genus. There's different species in this genus. Sorry. Again, just watch the taxonomic podcast after this.
But this was just a cool. This was a cool. But we saw them at multiple places.
I think at least Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, I think like 4 of the places.
Yeah, they were very common. They were just a very cool bird. They were very
and they always just sat there and stared at you.
Yeah, they would give you that little sherry face.
They really never flew around.
They hung out. Well, because really, they hunt insects and bugs.
Yeah.
And with us floating around in there probably weren't.
Also, they get fed at the zoo in like trays of mealworms. Or they'll do enrichment. They'll put it in places they have to pick it out of. But yeah.
So their beak tends to come to like a really sharp point.
Yeah, which I bet is good for hooking them out.
Either
like
catching
hooking
or
like
hooking.
big grubs out of a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the Lion King when they had to get the grubs out of the sticks and stuff. Yeah.
Crunchy on the outside, creamy on the inside.
Or just with grubs, it's just creamy.
It's just creamy.
Yeah. So that was a cool bird to see.
Yeah.
So,
It was, and we saw them.
Also, you can see top pictures my dad, bottom pictures me.
And they all, I
tried.
I could say they all kind of investigated me and my camera the exact same way. They all were like in a little union.
I took this picture from your Facebook post, the top one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then get the book.
I'm gonna use my good arm.
Good idea.
This is painful. Okay.
Oh, I have no idea where these are going to be in the book. Oh, wait, no, I see it. Rollers. Page 3 hundo. That's what the kids say, right? No, they don't. Just no, they don't.
3 hundo.
Oh, they might be related to bee eaters. That wouldn't surprise. Oh yeah, they're related to bee eaters.
Yeah, because here. Because they think they fly around and grab bugs too. They can catch them in the air.
Yeah. So here's the blue-bellied roller that they had at all the zoos down here.
Yeah.
And then you can see the lilac-breasted roller is the one I briefly mentioned. As also, if you've ever heard of this somehow, you probably heard of the lilac-breasted roller because it has very pretty like lilac on it, and that's very special. But you can see they're related to the bee eaters, which catch bees out of the air. That's why they're called that. It's actually most animal names make sense. There are exceptions. The Smoky Mountain Chicken is a frog, but yeah. So we gotta do a podcast on animal names that failed.
Yeah, miserably.
It's fun doing podcasts because you always come up with like 20 more ideas during it.
Animal names that failed miserably.
Blue-bellied roller. So yeah, that was a cool bird.
Yeah, it is very cool.
So hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Next time, see us for the Cincinnati Zoo and the Cincinnati Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
That'll be fun. And then also follow me on LinkedIn or my new same name on Facebook.
Yes, there's a new Facebook page.
LinkedIn's just me.
Yeah.
But also LinkedIn has less than Facebook because LinkedIn has a word cap. Honestly, I might give up on LinkedIn at some point.
And again, the audio. If you're listening to the audio podcast on Spotify or Apple or Google or anything, and you'd like to see the video version, head over to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And the video version.
Isn't it on the YouTube channel is JJP Designs?
Yes.
Do we need to make this thing its own channel?
We can, but there's a link. I put a link in.
You put a
in
link.
the things. So you'll see the audio ones are there, but also all the video ones are on YouTube. So if you're looking for the video version, because you want to see what we're kind of talking about and showing you, head over to the YouTube channel. All right. Thank you. Pinos out.